Classic and City Edition jerseys for the upcoming season. Look for the upcoming season here, paying homage to when the franchise made the move to LA in 1960. You like those, Brez, or
Love
what?
Love them. Love the color scheme. I think it's going to be a really cool jersey, and off to the right start by getting Elgin. I wish I'd seen more of him play. You know, we grew up in the 70s, Geet, and 80s. Just didn't get a lot of Elgin time. More of Kareem and Magic connection there, but what a great start for introducing these jerseys.
Kyle, you like the blue or the white?
Personally, I don't love teams getting tremendously out of their color range, but I think the video was a little bit more endearing too. So I think overall, all things considered, I like the white a little more, but I don't love teams like, I mean, it's purple and gold. It's such a good combination. Like, why get too far out of it? But
I mean, thanks for coming around, Debbie Downer over there.
Get off my lawn while you're at it.
All right, listen, Hoop Central Twitter account sent out a question asking fans to name an NBA player you think will take a giant leap this season. LeBron James responded with Kyle Kuzma. Listen, guys, Kuz hears the noise. There are expectations. We talk a lot about it on the show, especially with the young core all being traded away and him staying a Laker. This is a vote of confidence from LeBron. What's the significance of this, in your opinion, Brez?
I think LeBron is looking ahead to the games where, you know, people might be sitting out for rest purposes, and he's saying Kuz is going to be that guy. He's going to get opportunities this year. Maybe last year was a bit of an adjustment for Kuz. He was no longer the most favored player by LeBron on the Lakers. Not a lot of long-distance connections, easy buckets for Kuz from LeBron. That went to AD for obvious reasons. Kuz, though, is going to get a little bit more chance to spread his wings, actually. I think there's going to be some times where LeBron sits out. Remember last year, back in January, game against OKC, a very good team. No LeBron, no AD, no problem. Kyle Kuzma scored 36 points. That might happen again, especially early in the season, those type of chances for Kuz.
You know, Kyle, I feel like I spend a lot of time kind of defending Kuz because I think the expectations sometimes aren't realistic. Bottom line, he's a guy that when LeBron or AD don't play, he gets 20. That's just the truth. You can look at the stats. So there's value in that with the type of guy that when he gets the volume, he can score. But when those guys are healthy, he just has to fit a role. And that's what he had to learn how to do last year. Where do you come out on the expectations for Kuz?
Yeah, I think it's tricky. I actually take a slightly more cynical view of LeBron's endorsement of Kuz in that, you know, he's up for an extension. They might not reach it. He might be a restricted free agent next year. Although I think the Lakers should look in his value because, as we're talking about, I mean, he's a valuable role player. He can start. He can play a little defense. He can shoot a little bit, although he has to shoot better next year. So he has those signs and some of those tools that the Lakers are really going to need at the right age and perhaps the right price. So I think this is LeBron's way of saying, hey, stay invested. Your teammates believe in you. You may be coming up against some contract stuff in the next year that will feel uncomfortable and the noise may continue, but stay with it, and we believe in you.
Brez, he's a streaky guy. If he gets consistent from that three-point line, what can that do for him?
That's the key. I mean, regular season last year, 32%, actually dropped down the playoffs to 31%. Remember, a great rookie year behind the arc, never quite found that stroke, and he was working on it too. Remember, he revealed in the bubble, he spent a lot of time during the 4-month break, just kind of sitting in a chair, working on just trying to shoot different ways. It looked good at times, but he just needs to kind of really get better behind the arc. That'll help him a lot.
We're moving on. The games will continue. Coming up next, a schedule release edition of Fill in the Blank. That's next.
That was to win, so I just wanted to be here. I want to be here. My family wants to be here. I love this organization. I love the coaching staff that we have. And they're always on the floor to be able to be for the championship. So I just figured, why not be here?
Can you just get more into the decision process and why 5 years? Because obviously you had some other options available to you to maybe go a couple of years and then come back into free agency when there could be a larger salary cap.
Yeah, I thought about that, and that could have been a 2-year, 3-year deal. But like I said before, I want to be here long term. it's a great organization. I just felt like that was the best option for me. And then, I have to think about also, the reality of things too. I do have a little history with injuries, and a 2-year deal, you kind of bet on yourself. Do I get to that? God forbid, knock on wood, something happens, things like that. So, you want to secure the most. I want to secure the most amount of years possible, and be here long term with this team. So I thought the 5-year deal was best for me in my situation.
I just want to get your thoughts, your own personal goals for this upcoming season.
It's really hard for me to kind of set goals like MVP, DPOY. I just kind of let that happen. I just like to let those things just fall into place. If I go out there and play the way I'm supposed to and up to my potential, then those things just happen. But, a goal is to win another championship. I want to be the head of our defense. My goals is, to be on the floor as much as possible. We're doing whatever I can do to help the team.
I got good news. AD believes in the team. Obviously, some insurance because of health and just being smart, like he alluded to, and he took that max contract for $190 million. Means he has faith in this organization. Brez, Kyle, what a great day for the Lakers.
Yeah, just listening to that Zoom chat today, I thought it was very impressive what he said. He said, I've had a lot of teammates in the past. Never was on a team so close as last season. He really enjoyed being on this team, whether it was kind of learning next to LeBron James or having fun with Jared Dudley. Kuz is kind of a wild, unpredictable guy. Probably had fun kind of talking to the young guy a lot. He really enjoyed being with this franchise and on this team. Helps win a championship. He looks pretty happy right there, too. But I really take him at his word. And also the fact that he said, hey, I've had some injury problems in the past, so I'm just going to take the 5 years now. And who's happy about it? Everybody in that Laker organization, no doubt.
Kyle, it's hard to fathom he could be even better. He had a monster year last year. It ends holding the Larry O'Brien trophy. He was the top 2 defensive player in the league. A lot of us thought he should have won that award. Do you have even greater expectations for him this year coming off a championship?
Yeah, and I think Jared Dudley probably outlined the best expectations is that, hey, Anthony Davis should go win MVP. And we know he's one of the best two-way players. Obviously, just being on the Defensive Player of the Year award list while being a 26 point per game scorer. I mean, that tells you the story right there. So I think that's part of it. AD's right in that, if he does everything right, that will take care of itself. But, I mean, the guy can be more assertive, and we can see him maybe take more of an equal stature in that partnership with LeBron James. He knows how to win now. He doesn't need to be taught that. I expect him to kind of take a step up in that category this season as well.
Yeah, I like to see more game-winning threes. You think that might be a possibility? I mean, the guy was so dynamic in the bubble, did it in a couple different playoff rounds. I think kind of a little bit of both. Like, there'll be games where you can kind of tail off a little bit. The Lakers are better on paper than they were a year ago. So he can kind of say, you know what, go ahead, Montrez. Go ahead, Schroeder. You guys do some scoring. Kind of like LeBron before last season said, AD, I want the offense to run through you. Hey, he's still going to be a top 5 player. He can just kind of sit out a few games, worry-free. Maybe, hopefully for his sake, sit out some fourth quarters if the Lakers have comfortable leads, because this team is better, so he can be a little more efficient and maybe not play as many games or even as many minutes per game.
He and LeBron proved it last year. They can play an entire season. They can play every single game. They only missed a couple. So this year, I assume there'll be more load management, especially coming off just a few weeks, it seems like. All right, some more Laker news. I want you guys to weigh in on this. After being waived, Quinn Cook has re-signed with the Lakers. Cook's a 2-time champ. He won 1 with the Warriors, 1 with the Lakers last year. Averaged over 5 points a game, shot 43% from the field last season. He also was notably left behind at the arena after the Lakers won the title. Instagram gold right there. Kyle, jump in on this. Brez and I talked about it yesterday. Jared Dudley is really important to this team because of the chemistry, new guys coming into the locker room. Quinn Cook, you can make an argument, just as important from that standpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Quinn's a guy who is just super likable, super engaging. I kind of remember last year at Anthony Davis event, where there were a lot of people milling around. Quinn Cook was just sort of one of the people around. I mean, and was doing Papa Shot with a bunch of college kids or something. He's just a guy who likes to hang out, is very normal, engages people on social media, talks for hours about DC pickup games. He's just a likable culture setter and a guy who